Wow, I don't know how you guys got that footage of me at the Capitol. You guys are really smooth.
That was all
concerned with that last one.
That was all true pop culture right there. Or excuse me, true poop culture.
Who tell you my name? Oh, come on,
I have
guys.
no idea what you're
Seriously.
talking about.
I didn't
Very
realize that
impressive, guys. I was laughing a lot. I wanna cut that little part of my intro and post it somewhere.
All right, well, true pop, we can definitely get that over to you if you like. That's not an issue at all. Thank you so much, Chrissy, for being on the show. You are the first episode we were having in the middle of the week. We made
Wow.
I am a little overtired, but I'm hyper as hell. So thank you for coming on. I know you're busy.
I am
Welcome
so
to the
glad to
bottom.
be here. What are you tired from? Just all that
I mean,
orgies?
yes,
monkeying around.
orgies and furry contests and all that. I get really tired from that sometimes. But yeah,
Cut that.
I'm gonna get memed to hell right now. And speaking of memes, if you guys are gonna meme the show, make sure to put the hashtag Legion of Memers at Chrissy Mayr, at Frank Pellegrino as well, because he's a king for setting this up. Thank you so much, Frank. I love you guys. You guys are awesome. So
he's shaving himself, his beard, outside right now because I kept yelling at him that there was too much hair collecting in the sink and in the bathroom, so he has to go outside right now.
Every time he takes a shower, you're just pulling it out of the drain, like
it's
lady.
my hair too, for sure. But yeah.
Well, Chrissy, normally we just do intros from the bottom to the top, but since you're our special guest this week, do you want to introduce yourself to people who might not know you?
Hello, everybody. Thanks for watching. I am a comedian and podcaster. I've been doing stand-up, about like 13 years now, and started getting into more podcasting like 2018, doing kind of like bit parts on Compound Media. Got my own show on Compound Media in 2019. I think I joined Friday Night Tights in 2021 or 22. God, I really should know these facts. But I host Simpcast on Sundays at 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Rumble, Rockfin, whatever platform will have me. And then Friday Night Tights on Fridays on Nerdrotics channel, and I do interviews, like interview podcasts. I try to keep them like 4 times a week on my channel. I also have a show on Compound Media called The Wet Spot, where I have comedians and adult film entrepreneurs on, and that is Mondays at 7 p.m. Eastern on Compound Media. And I think that's it. And I got a bunch of stand-up shows coming up. If you're in Connecticut, I'll be in Bridgeport this Thursday. Keanu Thompson will be opening for me. I'll be in New York City, 2 shows this Saturday night at 8 and 10 o'clock at the Grizzly Pear in Manhattan. And then I got Staten Island, Jersey, Vegas, Dallas, Houston. Yes, thank you for queuing this up. My Grift Tour tickets are on sale for all these shows right now. So if you're going to be at the FNT meetup, in Vegas, or Anime Matsuri in Houston, get your tickets now. I try to do stand-up shows at the same time that these conventions go on, just to give us all more stuff to do.
Well,
And save us a bit on the flight.
Yeah, why not? All the people that I want to see are there anyway, so why not?
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on. We are really appreciative. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our little intros. We'll start off with CJPP.
Well, it is me. I am CJP. I am the bearded bard of Bond, and just dropped my 300 sub track on Saturday. So I'm happy about that one. It's tracking for my excruciatingly. It's so small. Channel, it's very small, infinitesimal small.
Size doesn't matter here.
That's fucking bullshit.
Then what
Trying to
makes
be
life
nice.
I mean,
Excuse me while I whip this out.
but that's me, Chris. It's great to meet you.
Good to meet you too. Are your actual initials CP and you just put the J in there to not be problematic?
Gregory, stop that. Don't you see-
I may have made the mistake
Darn
of
you.
giving Grant Gregory the access to everything. On
No, I respect it. I
There's
respect
no point in giving someone power if you don't expect them to abuse it.
We got Cloud here as well. How you doing, Cloud?
I'm all right. How about you?
I'm good. What's up, man? You got anything you want to promote or anything in general?
Not really. I mean, all I do is just meme and then complain on Twitter about Pokemon Go.
That's like 50% more than most people do on Twitter. At least you're memeing.
I mean, Chrissy, I saw a post about Pokemon Go from you.
Yes. I was just playing on the train. I just turned to a level 36. I participated recently in what day was it? The pink ones were everywhere.
Oh,
that really narrows it down.
Slowpoke day. Yeah, I got a couple of shinies. I cleaned up. It's pretty good. It got me through the pandemic. That's how I got into it. Even though I've been on it since 2016.
Nerd.
Me and Frank stayed sane during the pandemic. Like we just walk to Dunkin' Donuts, play Pokemon Go, walk back. We had a great time. Just catching shinies. Watching Tiger King.
Chrissy Mayr catching shinies.
The gears are
speaking
turning.
of Pokemon, there is one that I think you have yet to see, Chrissy.
Ooh. Is this a mega evolution? Ah! Oh my god. Is that from the WikiFeet site? That's from years ago. It was a photo shoot for some kind of avatar. I don't know. It was a sketch and they had this suit laying around. I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna get in it.
Are you trying out for Thundercats? Or?
Mm-hmm. I look like an autistic Thundercat.
The stream's just
More
steadily
downsy.
devolving into furry porn or whatever.
Yeah.
Is that a bad thing?
When I'm saying it's bad, it's bad.
With all these shenanigans going
Fair,
on.
fair.
So True Pop Culture, thank you for helping make that intro. I'm really glad Chrissy enjoyed that specific part. I know you worked pretty hard on that. Do you have anything you want to promote?
Well, hello there, everyone. I'm True Poop Culture. Thanks for that, Gregory, by the way. Yeah, I'm the editor with too much time on his hands, and yeah, here to laugh and think about pop culture stupidity. It's always a pleasure to have Chrissy on the show. Very excited for today's show.
Always. This is the first time.
I misspoke. Okay, you don't need to mimic me. Jeez.
But never mind, Chrissy. We'll skip you. You already got your intro.
I could do it again if you want.
You only get one on this show.
Yeah,
Just like Spider-Man said, you only get one.
that's the first time I've ever
Yo,
heard that.
catch me in Flap Flaps in Jersey. April.
Complete the grift.
You had me at
just like making
Flap
up-
Flaps.
I like making comedy club names up.
Release McCracken. How you doing today, mate?
Yeah, I'm doing good, man. Just hanging out. So, I'm Release the McCracken, and yeah, I do memes, play games every once in a while when I can catch a break, and yeah, I'm just excited, happy to see Chrissy here, and yep, she's always getting the corn song in my head.
It's corn. At first, I thought your thing said "release the mukbang."
Release the
I was like, wow, I'm actually gonna see his
All right,
content.
Grant, you have to change his name to that right now. Right now.
Release them, my Kraken.
Mind Kraken. It's a German version.
Those are the special villagers that get together in Minecraft when you're not looking.
Hold on, Bimbo Dermy, are you drinking Maker's Mark just out of the bottle?
Yes.
Wow, I thought I went hard.
No, he's a classy bitch.
That's his
Ooh,
secret.
boy.
Listen, we're
Speaking
getting
of
sauced
Bimbo
up.
Dermy, who are you?
Hi, I'm Dermy Wormy. I am the resident redheaded bimbo of the Legion of Memers. So
Oh,
this
wow.
is Highlander rules, okay? There can only be one.
I feel competition right
Well,
now.
it's okay. From what I hear, Chrissy's not actually a redhead.
I thought you were going to say not actually a bimbo. Womp womp. Yes, I am chemically enhanced.
To be fair, I am too.
Ooh.
Put it back on. Put it back on.
But-
That was way
Put it back on. I was just about to come.
Yeah, you ruined.
Do not
Here,
come.
I'll throw this on.
Do
How
not
about
come.
that? How about that? I'll
Yeah,
put on my
thank
signature
you.
hat. I'll look all nice and pretty. I'll take another swig from the makers. No, I'm Dermy
You got a
Wormy.
piece of straw to put in the mouth too.
Huh? Oh no, that's for Saturday nights after Soldier Spirit streams and Ballbusters. Anyways, let me get through my intro finally.
No.
Shut up. I am Dermy Wormy, maker of memes, all that stuff. I have a channel. Come check me out.
Maker of marks.
Yes, maker of marks.
No,
If you're
Netflix
taking out
streaming
the
has
bottle
those
on a Tuesday, I can't wait to see what your Saturday looks like.
You should check out Ballbusters.
I will.
He takes his
and-
shirt off.
Yeah, a lot. It like Alex Jones ain't got nothing on him.
Are you
Just
encouraging
imagine a
to watch the
Cecil
show or
shrink
not?
scream.
I am encouraging to watch the show.
Hey, if she's into a third nipple, this is her show. So
Do you really
And
Imagine
yes.
Cecil's show without the mask.
And Kenzo's right. I do have
Or the
a small
chemistry.
chair.
Or the charisma. Or the funny.
a small
have-
chair? Is chair code for something?
No,
No, he
it's
literally
actually
has a
a
small
very tiny chair.
Right here.
Oh, is that
What
a,
he's,
do you have a child?
No.
Actually, he has 3 of them right there. He has Nerdrotic.
Oh,
he
is
has
that like a
Heel
little?
versus.
Is that like a little school chair? Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's like
That's where his
Don't
amazing.
ask where I got it.
I won't. I think we all know.
Just don't show her the brony sheets, or you'll lose all your cred there.
And on that note, Mr. Grant Gregory, thank you so much, first of all, for taking a bit of power on the stream. It makes my life a bit easier. Yeah, dude, give us your intro, mate.
oh yeah, I'm Mr. Grant Gregory. It's a pleasure to be on stream with Chrissy. It's I'm usually the funny one on stream, so now I don't have to crack any jokes. So I'm happy about that.
Thank God.
Oh, and I think I'm being probed. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm just trying to
Check
get.
that
I heard a
Just-
gerbil up there, so I'm just trying to.
No,
a
that's
whole
Mr.
fist.
No.
Tiddlywinks.
Just a
That's
whole
yeah, no.
Lemmy wings.
Dermy will buy you the booze. Chrissy will fin-
Oh, darling. Let's get you sauced.
Grant, you there?
Yeah. You didn't hear anything?
No,
that
I
was my
cut
best.
off.
That was my best line too. Oh well, there you go. Open Grant, don't
Shut that
keep your
one.
waiters.
He said the N word, and we didn't. God damn it, we didn't even get to see
Somebody's
it.
They
child
used
is
the hard
heckling
hate,
one
so
of
it's
us.
okay. But no, it's awesome. It's awesome
And,
to have Chrissy here. I've got so many questions that are going to be extremely
Ooh.
inappropriate, and I'll ask them in a little bit.
Yeah, I got Chrissy.
Right.
Just so you know, normally it's a bit more structured. Like I have topics and shit, but like I
Okay.
did not. do
First of
that
all, we have to ask.
today.
Wait, we're structured?
Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah.
Oh.
I should say. Yeah,
just roll
so
out, bud.
I am Superman, if he wasn't scared of green rocks, founder and creator of the Legion of Memers.
That's
Wow.
not what your name says.
Founder.
Look, you
no
can write whatever
rock.
you
Oh
want.
There
my
you go.
god.
It's-
He's gonna trip us up the whole show now. Thank you all for watching this very special episode of the Legion of Memers meme stream. Weekday version. So, Grant, let's give a shout out to the chat, who without them, we would not be here today. And they make life a lot more fun. Yes, Yellow Flash came in about 5 minutes after I got the show ready. And he goes, 2 days? So, yes.
It's my fault for being 10 minutes late.
10 minutes.
Yes.
Well,
Gary and late.
So 5 minutes very early.
Yeah,
Well,
early for Gary time.
2 years in Gary time. Yeah.
GPT Gary people time.
Hail Java for coming in 2 days as well in pre-chat. And Crusader Jackarun, let's go memers. Thank you, mate, for coming in.
Chrissy, could you read this comment? This is directed towards you.
No, I don't read. What is this, Jew language? What is this?
Gibberish.
It is. It's
I thought it was sand people.
It is. It says
Might
I
be
was
Chinese.
early. I'll be back in half an hour.
This is the last super chat you send before you fly a plane into a building.
Chrissy, wrong nose size.
Hey, Wookie Be Bad. I was on the show.
We got Wookie Be Bad. All hail, Chrissy.
Wookie Be Bad.
Commander Phil. Hail, bud. Hail, bud. Thanks for coming in chat, mate. And he does a lot of stuff for Legion in the background, so I really do appreciate you, mate. And Grant, you're Argo. Okay.
Okay, is that a
So-
deer with a Geeks and Gamers mask on? That's great.
Yes.
That's hilarious.
His
Geeks and Grazers.
comment before that is more
Oh, right.
important.
What did I say? Geeks and Grinders? Geeks and Gamers.
Same thing. Tomato.
I didn't
tomatoes.
realize Dermy was into drag. That
Yes.
is Dermarant.
Yes, that is Dermarant. All hail Dermarant.
His alternate personality.
Chrissy, what do you think? You think those pair on him fit him well?
Those what?
The pair
Oh,
on him.
wow. Nice. Is that
Mainly
Amaranth?
silicon.
You can buy
Yeah,
it.
That is Dermarant.
Okay. What is that? Retarded amaranth?
it sounds-
yeah.
Dermaranth?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dur-
short bus.
Yes.
Dermaranth.
Okay. I'm a little lost.
That's because he has the
now.
little chair.
Sorry, guys.
The origin of the
Rogue yeah, Grant, you're moving them too fast. I can't read the fucking thing. Why does Dora look like Ariel met Jared from Subway?
So I said that's
Well,
Oh, with the wig on.
Don't diss Subway. Subway's good. I mean, they're great sandwiches.
Not really good at spokesman. I'll give him that though.
Mermaid's got to
especially
eat
2
too.
o'clock in the morning in Chicago in winter.
well, to be honest, the priest told me if I bent over, I'd be closer to God. Hey there, Heron of Alexandria.
Aaron of
Ooh, she's
Alexandria in
cute.
chat
A
as
girl.
well.
Don't scare her off, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chrissy,
Daryl
you added
and I
Daryl-
are friends on Pokemon Go.
Oh, nice. You guys
Ooh,
have like a
sweet.
gym together or something?
Yeah, maybe. If things keep going in the direction they're going.
Dermy, can I ask how you got the chair? Fia's life is asking.
Well,
It's back
Oh,
when
not
there was
to-
an altar boy, and the priest would go, "Bless you, my child. Bless you, my child."
listen, I can't explain where I got the chair without admitting to a bunch of felonies, so let's just move on.
Let's just say it involved maybe a school and a white van and some candy.
Yes.
What
There's
candy
a
was
plan-
it?
Fans color
Changing up
matters.
somewhere right now.
An everlasting gobstopper.
So, Chrissy, the eventual plan is to interview you, and I have 2 very
Good
important
luck with that.
questions.
Before we get
So,
to that, I want to show Frank some love real quick.
Oh,
Aw.
that's cute.
Barney.
Okay, go ahead, True Pop Culture. I apologize for interrupting you.
Well, there's 2 very important questions that I have to ask. Well, maybe one. As a ginger person, do you have this thing called
Prove it.
that? It's called a soul. I don't know if you heard about that.
Did you miss the
Is
part
it
where
true
she
that
said
they
she's
have them?
chemically enhanced?
Yeah,
okay.
I'm not a. I
Oh,
only
so-
identify as a ginger.
Oh, so you decided to not have a soul?
I have a blonde soul. I don't know what that's worth, but no, I dye this. I've been dyeing this for
Oh,
like a
you're
good
blonde originally. Oh, okay.
10. Yeah, I'm like a dirty blonde. Technically, you could see my roots. I don't know if you can really see them, but
I was born a ginger, but then it turned brown over time. So I'm wondering whose soul I stole.
Oh, so you got better.
The conversion camps.
It's ginger adjacent.
You know, the fact that Chrissy's blonde makes a lot of sense.
oh, hey.
Oh no.
Frank says that's not really me. It's a cartoon of Fred Flintstone, and your boobs are now getting into it with him.
Oh, boobs.
Nice beaver.
I met boobs at Orlando at the MegaCon. Well, no, he came to the show at the Orlando Improv. I was so relieved that he was a semi-normal person.
Your boobs
you never know
really
with that
weird.
situation, huh?
My boobs, yeah.
I met my
Imagine
boobs.
that's who I'm killed by is like the person who runs my boob account. Ugh.
And Kenzo, yes, that was confirmed a while back. There is a clip of me saying, yes, I take it in the face.
Oh.
There is a clip.
Is that how you got the little chair?
Well,
Yeah.
No, that's how you get the photo sheets.
Oh, never mind.
Dermy,
Hey,
if it wasn't a clip before, it definitely is a clip now. Just
Oh, it
just
was
saying.
100% was a clip. Trust me, it exists. I'm working on it for Ballbusters. Trust me,
Hope so. Don't be a clip tease.
it's real. Hollywood scholar can
It's
confirm
true.
it.
It's true.
So, Chrissy, you've been on Friday Night Tights for a very long time now, to the point you don't even remember your first show.
A year?
Probably, yeah.
Year?
It might be at least
through-
close to a year.
Year and a half?
And throughout that time, you've played multiple different characters on stream.
No,
From
she
Brosk,
she doesn't play
and you
anybody.
played Pelosi.
No.
Okay.
Did I do
you-
Nancy Pelosi? I did
had the-
Frost. I did
And Grace Randolph, I think.
Grace Randolph.
Grace Randolph.
I did
They're all
maybe
blonde.
you're thinking of the redheaded, the old speaker of the house, the circle back.
The old
Oh,
one,
Jen
yeah.
Jen Psaki, but I did
Psaki.
her
Oh,
on
I love circle backing to
I
her.
did her on Blaze and Compound Media. But I actually would like I want to do more characters, so if you guys think of anybody, every once in a while I can think
You
of
just
somebody
ask
like,
the
should I
Legion
do
of
like
Memers for ideas. You know it's gonna happen
I'll
now.
sometimes think of a female character. You know, it has to be like a mentally unstable female. That's usually who I like to play.
Pretty much anyone in comics
Huh.
right now. This
And
female?
they'll trend like for a week, and then I'll be like, does anyone care about them anymore? But I
Oh,
go back and
just
forth.
be yourself then. No worries.
Ruben!
Hail, Ruben,
Hey, Rube.
buddy.
Ruben.
Ruben's the
Greta.
goat. Oh, Greta,
He
right.
wants
How dare you?
Maybe
Oh,
I'm
no.
I'm being arrested
20
again.
years
Oh
old.
no.
She's over the hill now as a 20-year-old.
She's
Yeah,
almost
Biden
too
doesn't wanna
old.
sniff her.
Done with her.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's almost
I
too
mean,
old
she's-
for DiCaprio to date.
Oh yeah.
So, Chrissy, which one of the characters is like your favorite to play? Because I know my
Ooh.
favorite to watch, but I want to know who's your favorite to play.
Okay. I mean, I think I want to say they're both fun. Like I feel like Frosk and Grace Randolph I've done maybe like the same amount of time. But I think I like doing Grace because I like infusing sexual innuendo into places where she like normally wouldn't. Like I want her to say the things out loud that she maybe only says quietly.
Like John
so
Cena's
you always
bulge.
gotta put a fun spin on it. Yeah, like
I
the
mean,
bulge.
Why do you think I like taking it from the bottle directly?
Ooh.
Anyways, yes, this is a clip. Yes, I can
Okay.
take it in the face. Yes, I can
Okay.
take it in the face.
Oh yeah.
I want to loop that.
It exists. I told you.
Chrissy, so with,
Oh, wow,
with all your
Madonna.
Loop it. I want to
Yeah.
put a beat to it.
Feeding the
with all
dogs.
the characters that you've done, Chrissy, do you think it's the time in improv and that has helped you develop develop those characters?
Ooh.
Like from the time we're doing stuff, because I know you did stuff back in the Magnet and Upright Theatre and all that. So is
The
that the
Upright
sort of
Theatre? I
yeah?
love that.
Is that the sort of has that helped you when creating these characters to be able to think of stuff on the fly like that?
It's hard to say because I don't know what like the version of me without doing improv would have been capable of. I think improv helps everything. Every appearance I go on helps a lot with stand up. It helps it's trained me to like think really quickly on my feet, and especially, Compound Media, the sense of humor of all those guys, and just in general the comedians that I hang out with, and Frank too, like just very quick, very kind of like misogynistic, racist, like quick on your feet, good with puns. I've always had a feeling a way with puns. But
Being quick on your feet
yeah,
is
I think
important.
improv may have helped because it helps with kind of like different ways of associating and different like characters, I guess, because you practice like dumb things like how to personify, being a plant, and like a lot of just useless improv exercises. Oh yes, Frank has been wanting me to do Drew Barrymore. I think I'm gonna have to do it now that she had her whole kneeling in front of Dylan Mulvaney stunt.
Can
Great.
Frank
that's a
be
Friday
Dylan
for me.
Mulvaney dressed up?
Oh my
Maybe
God,
Ryan could play Dylan Mulvaney.
it's true.
Wait, somebody's supposed to be playing Dylan Mulvaney when you kneel down in front of them?
Did you see that clip?
No, I thought
No,
that
I
was
think
just for Friday
I
night.
think he's volunteering.
Oh,
It's volunteer.
so Drew Barrymore has a talk show, and she had Dylan Mulvaney on, and she pulled this stunt that she knew would go viral, where she just like, they were speaking on like, one was on a couch, one was on a chair. Instead of pulling her chair closer to Dylan, she got up off her chair and like knelt in front of Dylan and like held his hand, and it was
Held
like a
his feminine
moment.
penis. Got it.
Yeah.
It's her go-to move. This is how she shows it. Like she's done it with I think every second episode she gets down on her knees in front of the guest. Like
No, she doesn't, does she?
yeah, that's her thing. She did
Seriously?
with Brendan Fraser. When she was interviewing Brendan Fraser, she
not
spent
seen
90% of the interview on the floor.
Okay,
Oh,
to be
she's-
fair,
how she
if
got
I
her
was
career started, so.
interviewing Brendan Fraser, I'd probably be on my knees too. Sorry, it's Brendan Fraser, but it's
That's
Wait,
most
annoying
likely
now that I know
muscle
that she's
memory
done this
for
with
her.
other guests.
Wait, me getting on my knees can get me interviews? Man, I was doing it for free.
Have any of you seen the clip where Dylan Mulvaney pretends to be like a 6-year-old girl or something like that?
We're moving
Eloise.
straight
Yeah.
along.
Oh god.
Ew.
That's just disturbing as all hell.
See, that's not the
Sorry,
sort of
no,
improv
no.
that I'm really into. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Chrissy, I wanted to ask before we got sidetracked with the glorious Dylan Mulvaney. When your first act on like F&T was as Frost, if I remember right?
Yeah, I think so.
What
No, I
inspired
don't.
that
Was it
idea?
Grace?
What,
I think it was Grace Randolph.
It was Grace.
was it Grace?
Yeah,
it was
because it
Grace.
was
Frost
after
was
the
first to blow up, though.
yeah, Frost was the first to blow
Frost
up.
was
Grace Randolph was the
my
first
favorite.
because it came out after the Suicide Squad came out,
Ah,
and she was very
okay.
thirsty for John Cena's cock.
Oh
Belt.
yeah.
Okay. So, what gave you this idea to, kind of play dress up, essentially on F&T?
Always loved playing characters. That's kind of how I got my start on Compound Media. I would come in just doing random characters from the news. Like there was this lady who died in a clothing donation bin, and I was like, okay, like what if this lady had lived? What would be her point of view? What would she sound like? And then the booth was so good at Compound that they created a Goodwill bin just like around my head. And God, I would just do like random other characters, like impersonated like this woman who had a business down the hall, and just random people from the news. So I think I just was in the habit of doing that already. And I think when you have a woman in the kind of nerd space, it really sticks out, especially if they're like kind of nuts. And since those are the type of characters I like to play, like Grace Randolph is very unique and noticeable, like the way she looks, like the too much makeup, the way she sounds. And there's not that, at least that I know of, there's not that many women like reviewing. It's a male dominated industry, I think. So I think the women tend to stick out. The women stick out more. And for me, that makes them kind of more vulnerable to parody because they're already
They mainly stick out in the chest reason.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I said
boob
reason when I
area.
meant region.
How hard is it to get Grace Randolph's Forrest Whitaker eye thing going?
I need a few more drinks.
So when you do your stand up, I'm sorry it sounds more technical or anything, but is it more improvisational? I know you state that you're like if you don't want to sit in the front row and don't want to be picked on, that's okay. But I see, is it more improv like that, or do you have a normal?
I would say my average sort of like headlining set, which is like between 45 and an hour, I would say like maybe 30 to 40% of it is improvised, and like 60 to 70% are just like memorized jokes. Or it's like, for me, the best sets are when crowd work leads into my own material. But like, you have to go in with some sense of a lineup for your jokes, or else you'll lose your place. And ideally it should flow together, like areas of your life. You don't want to bounce around too much, because then you go, oh, did I remember to do this joke this show, and you get confused. But yeah, that's what makes it fun for me, is learning about the crowd. And I always listen to how the host is doing, or the comics that go before me. Like, what you gotta listen to see what the crowd is laughing at, if you can discern like their political leanings, or like what are they kind of triggered by. And it's also helpful to listen for like, okay, is it somebody's birthday? Is it somebody's bachelorette party? Somebody in the front row have terminal cancer, like interesting tidbits that you can use later on.
Man, I'm dying just like terminal cancer.
You mean like does somebody wax their balls kind of thing?
Yeah, that's what's awesome kind of about asking people questions on the spot. Like, they kind of have no choice but to answer honestly. And then sometimes you learn somebody waxes their balls and you just never let it go.
Who waxes their balls?
Who doesn't?
Are you serious, man? They brought it up like all the time.
Dylan Mulvaney.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
yeah.
sounds painful.
It's her balls.
Yeah. Biggest.
Yeah.
So was comedy
Get it
something
right.
that you always thought you were going to get into? Because I know, like I've heard a rumor that you did an internship at Conan O'Brien when you were in college. Is that true?
Yes, Grant, it is true. I want to address Crusader Jackaran's comment. He was at the Philly show. That was so much fun, because I'm always afraid that like Black women won't like me. I don't know. I don't know why. Like, it's just like a not that it's like a racism thing. I just, you know what I mean? Like, you have experience like in the world. You kind of know what types of people like you and like don't really go for your comedy. But these Black women were in the back and they were like hooting, hollering, like, and that's the thing, is like, if you bomb in a Black room, it's very humbling, because they will let you know right away if they don't like you. They won't be polite. So to get the validation of basically Black people in a comedy show is so meaningful, because if you suck, they're gonna let you know right away. Anyway, that was a lot of fun. Yes, I did intern at Conan. I thought I wanted to be a reporter in college.
Is this the picture?
God, no, that was from one of my day jobs. Where the heck did you find that?
Grant is
We
the
have
master
always.
of
That
digging.
is so funny. I would have all these day jobs. I was working in some kind of day job from when I graduated college to literally the end of 2021, when I got fired for not taking the jab. And I would just be bored out of my mind. Like, I've had like just about every kind of job, other than like harsh physical labor. Just basically every kind of assistant job you can think of, I've had. And I think that one there might have been like when I was working in publishing. But yeah, I thought I wanted to be a reporter. I majored in communications. I had a women's studies minor, but like media studies focus. And then I interned at Dateline. I was like, oh, this is so fucking boring. And then I interned at Conan, and I was like, all right, cool. Like, comedy people feel like my people. And the writers there were like, well, if you want to get into this, like, you should probably do improv. So that's why I did 5 years of improv after college. And then I did a
That
woman
was
show.
with like the Harlequin group.
Yes. Wow. Somebody did the research. That was at the Magnet Theater. And I did all the classes at UCB, a show, like a team, whatever. Then I did all the classes at Magnet, did a team, and that was Harlequin. And God, I look back at everybody who was in those groups, and I'm like, what are they all doing now? The theater world and
Do you
the
still
improv
talk to,
world.
like Tara Copeland and all those, or
Are they what?
you still talk to like Tara Copeland?
Oh my God, no. I mean, I think we're still Facebook friends, but there was a huge effort after January 6th. Like there were a lot of random people who would reach out to my Facebook friends and be like, "Hey, I see that you're still friends with Chrissy Mayr and she was at January 6th, so you should probably unfriend her." So I think I'm probably
Fed.
not friends with a lot of people I used to be anymore, but yeah, it was super gay. And all the people doing it, none of them were people I'd even heard of. So it's like you have this squadron of tools being like, man, like Facebook is dead anyway. Like you're doing me a favor. Have everyone unfriend me. Just delete the whole thing. Thanks.
Now, yeah,
I
I
only
haven't
have
used
Facebook for
Facebook
dates.
in almost 2.5 years now. I did
Yeah.
no memeing, no nothing, and then Twitter came along and I went absolutely berserk.
Because Facebook is so closed off. It's you only people that follow you and friend you can see what you post. Can't really see anything else. That's why Twitter was always better.
Yeah, I
Right.
don't really
More
want to see how
closed off, too.
stupid the people I know are.
Facebook is just for seeing how fat the people from high school have gotten. And that's it.
Like me.
Oh, nice for you.
CJPP, you're not that fat. Take off your shirt.
I
Let's
meant
just go ahead.
PHAT.
No.
Please don't.
No, I really don't want to get us yeeted from YouTube for, that kind of debauchery.
Yeah, that's a
So-
ball busters.
Chrissy, there were a lot of people that have gone to the conventions that you're at, and I
was one of them.
want to thank you because you were able to get me a sound clip of this.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Legion of Memers!
Do you remember that?
Yes, that was from. Don't tell me. I remember exactly where, but I don't remember the town. Was it in?
Man, she's making
that
the face most of my
Philly?
dates make.
Was that Philly? No, where was that? Dang, I can't remember.
Give me.
I remember
2
the show, but I don't
seconds.
remember where it was. Because I remember the merch table was right in the middle. Yes, here, Helium in Philly.
Your voice even went up when you said that. That's funny.
Hey, Legion of Memers! He's gay.
Oh, so mean. It's so unfair to out him like that.
I think that was the first time I interacted with him, and he was like asking for memes, and I think we went like nuts.
That was
Speaking
fun.
of memes, since this
There's a
is
good
the
one.
Legion of Memers, what kind of show would it be without
Memes.
memes?
It would be
Hey,
just a
we do
show
memes.
about legions.
I didn't know this.
I thought the Legion of
Making it-
Memers was a stream.
Oh,
I
that,
love
that's
this.
just being a
I'm
simp
not even
right
gonna
there. That
continue
meme.
with that one. So cute.
Yay. Oh, it's chat box. I said we don't have the capacity. Oh my god.
Chrissy, do you stream from everywhere when it comes to Friday Night Tights? I've seen you at so many different locations.
Oh god. Yeah, this was from an affordable hotel in the Poconos, and I was so worried. Like the internet was in and out, but thank God it cut out at a really funny moment that made sense. She's like, I have to go. Or like my agent's calling.
Chrissy, have you
Was that
ever
the
considered
first Frost?
playing fictional characters rather than in any Friday night show, like Fiona over there?
A fictional character like Fiona from Shrek? I don't know how that would. I mean, if it were relevant,
Mhm.
I'm down to do whatever. I'm
Yeah,
just a
yeah.
clown. Yeah.
Didn't you do Grace Randolph getting greened on the face?
Greened?
Yeah. You know, the
Did
green
I?
face?
Oh yeah, she did.
Oh,
Like
I
she
did. Yes,
Randolph.
she Grace. She Randolph. That was so funny. It was so like, I mean, it's always worth it ultimately, but you put on this makeup that is so bad for your skin, and then it takes so long to get it off. You're like scrubbing and scraping, and it's like, it's amazing. It's like basically concentrated cancer, and you're just like putting it all over your face.
Rox won't let me put stuff on my face. He always has a problem because it's always black for some reason.
Oh, don't listen to him.
Be your true self.
Yeah. Oh my god. Ew.
Ooh.
That was so not flattering.
Man, Ryan looks like hell in that picture.
Whose body is that?
Brie Larson.
I have.
Yeah, Brie Larson.
Look at the feet. I'm pretty
Oh.
sure it's Brie.
Sorry, I
like that. I
couldn't see her
instantly
feet,
remembered
so I
that.
don't know.
Woman in film, TV, media, digital. Yeah, that's Brie.
Wow. Green Kong.
I
Always
don't
an
know what
ape
part of
named
you is
Moment
green.
Soup.
Do you always wear the King Kong mask because you don't want people to know who you are?
No,
No, he just likes it.
Yes.
he
And
really
also
just
monkeypox.
Hideously ugly, unfortunately.
Oh.
Yeah.
like the Elephant Man.
God. Where was this? Was this at a random hotel? Yeah, it was. I was like,
I
this would
mean,
be a
yeah, look at
great
that
idea.
background. I would say it's a hotel.
I'll flip my hair. Why
That
did
looks
I
like
do
a.
that? I must have been
So,
drunk.
Chrissy, do you ever like do things and then look back on them and be like, "What? What?"
Yes,
Yeah.
just about every week. Yeah.
Just
Like,
about-
especially when I
just
see the
about every
memes are
Friday
clipped
night
up, I'm
type.
like, what the fuck am I doing here? What?
March 21st,
I have-
2023.
I have-
That's today.
Oh,
Evil shall with evil be expelled.
I have
I
no
don't get
idea
it.
what that means. Oh,
It's a-
and
it's a movie or
Indie
show.
Food
Oh.
Top.
Priya. Hey, boobs. There we go.
And
Oh, wow. You have barbed wire boobs.
Huh.
I know exactly
Seen
what
some
pictures
pictures
these
from
are
that.
from, too. I think the bad ones are funnier than the good ones.
Kind of reminds me of the Shazam movie where Wonder Woman has like the wizard's face. You know.
Ooh, these are good.
Yeah, that was made by Miss Mermaid. She's doing some great work with the Legion.
The Legion.
Yet the Legion.
We are Legion.
Kind of sounds like an STD.
And-
The
It
Legion.
looks like
Deletion.
The Legion of Memers.
Man, why am I the whore?
Oh,
Gee, I wonder why.
that's
Yeah, I
cute.
wonder why.
Life imitating art.
Frank, you're in so many memes.
I like how No
You're in
Green
so
Rocks
many
is Fez.
memes.
I mean, we don't want anyone left out.
Yeah, of
Aw.
course.
We don't want people
Chris.
left out.
I mean, it's kind of hard
Yeah.
to make an asset of a filing cabinet and just put them everywhere. I almost made one that was too risque. I wasn't gonna do it. Basically, it's like a meme where a woman was humping a vending machine. I was gonna put the filing cabinet there instead.
This would be a great place to keep drugs. We actually
Yes.
got a filing
Neat.
cabinet. God, I forget who this was from. Might have been from our friends Marshall and Lindsay. And then this
Yeah,
is from
sorry.
Andy Masterson. He made a Frank doll.
Ooh, that's
Oh,
cool.
that's yeah. Andy Masterson does some great work.
It's kind of creepy.
Hold on, I've seen Frank though. Oh, what happened to his eyes?
Oh,
When
We
you
don't
put
Looks
ask
like the
those
guy from
questions. We don't. I
Looks
don't
a
want to know
little
what he does with
melted.
that toy.
I put the whole thing in my ass.
I mean,
that was an
This is why he's
unfortunate
so
timing
tired.
to bring up a furry meme.
I knew it. I knew it. You and Alf.
Ugh. Hey,
Yeah.
Willie.
Sorry, Ruben, we're not monetized yet, mate.
Oh,
Well, there
So
is a
How cool
way
for
to
you.
send super chats.
I did drop you a new meme right there, Rocks.
Am
Wait,
okay?
do you not
I
have the
got
stream
50 things
elements
going
up?
on at once. Give me a sec, guys.
technical difficulties.
well, why he's
Yeah,
doing
I'm
that?
still learning all this.
I got a question for you, Chrissy.
yes.
It's not really it's not related to comedy, but if you could dive in any place in the world, because I know that you love diving, where would be the number one location that you pick?
Ooh.
Henry Cavill's delicious asshole.
Scuba diving or like springboard diving?
Well, springboard diving.
Ooh. You know, let's see. Where would I go
A
back
giant
to?
tub of
I
pudding.
mean, I've done a few like Olympic sized pools like the one that I trained at most was the one in East Meadow. I think it was like a Goodwill Games. They built it for the Goodwill Games in like the late 90s, I think, or maybe 2000. I forget. That was Eisenhower Park. That was pretty good.
3-meter record still stands at the university, or
Fuck yeah, it does.
nice?
No one's ever to take that from me. Never. I would go. I dove in Hawaii. I would go back there. I think it was the University of Hawaii. I went out there for like a training trip. Also the University of Indiana University has pretty decent facilities, but like really kind of anywhere outdoor, maybe in like a tropical place would be cool. Although now I could probably
Niagara Falls.
only do a couple dives. Like I'm really out of it.
Nothing and nobody says I woke up to that poster behind green rocks for a while. I swear it's not as bad as it sounds. This is my best friend. He actually like took care of this. My pops gave it to me, and I left he lives in Israel, so I left it with him in Israel for a little bit, and he took care of it. And now he's yet raging at me in chat to fucking say something. So yeah, you happy, mate?
Wow.
I love you too, bro. I love you too.
Well, that could have been a whole lot better, you know. Usually when people are complaining that they slept behind something in my room, I have to knock them. You know, I have to whack them.
Well, it's only polite to whack them if you've knocked them out. I mean,
Yeah. At least give them the
Well,
cop.
I have to give them a little fun before the inevitable end.
Just give them some, the Bill Cosby treatment. Drop a little stuff in the
Oh,
drink.
the blipping and the bopping and the
Put it in the pudding.
Stick it in.
You gotta make sure you stir it completely, or else they're gonna stay awake.
The one I heard is like, I love the vandals rocking and the pudding be popping.
Oh, that in the cup, that's just fishing soap.
Chrissy, you got a lot of these memes out there.
Oh,
it's
funny.
a girl doing it.
It's really good.
Go tit.
What is this a real article?
No, no. It's
Okay. I wouldn't even be
Got her
shocked.
hopes
No,
up.
but that's what makes the satire even funnier. This really could be an article from them.
Yeah, I'd be like, great. Add it to the pile.
have you had many articles written about you?
Yes.
What's your
I'm
favorite
always getting a
one?
Google alert.
Good or bad?
Most are bad.
Do you remember?
No.
Do you remember what it said about you that you like just made you like laugh your ass off?
I
can't be
did the
within 50
Megan
feet of
Kelly
a
show summer of 21, and it really blew up. It was something that a lot of the news outlets liked to quote from and like ran with because we're talking about January 6th. That's my whole shtick. But I kept saying that January 6th was like pretty chill because I was describing my impression of it and like where I was. Like I didn't go in. I'm just hanging out with the people. It was fun, good times, a lot of families, a lot of dogs, a lot of costumes. And so this one news article just overly quoted me, added in every single like I said, like made me sound like a fucking retard, which maybe I am. But they just, they didn't take out any of my likes, and they're like, Chrissy Mayr said that January 6th was like pretty chill, and they just
We're all
made
kind of
me
retarded,
sound.
though.
They just made me sound so bad, but it's all right.
And
Me?
Chrissy,
I'm
during
kinda
your
retarded.
grift tour, are you going to be doing parts from that stand up?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe. I always kind of like feel out the crowd, and if they laugh they usually do. At this point, it's like mostly my fans that know that I was there. I'll pepper some in. Yeah.
So
Especially now that like more footage is coming out and it's a little bit more in the news.
And could you just let everybody know where you're going to be again?
Ooh, thank you. This Thursday, the 23rd, I'll be at the Stress Factory in Bridgeport, Connecticut. This Saturday, I'll be at the Grizzly Pear Midtown in New York. We got 2 shows, 8 and 10 o'clock. April 7th, I'll be in Staten Island. I think it's called The Reef at Paradise Island. And then April 8th, that's a Saturday, I'll be at Tiff's in Morris Plains, New Jersey. That's a fun venue. Then I'll be in Vegas. We got the FNT Geeks and Gamers meetup on the 26th at the Millennium Fandom Bar. And then I'm headlining at the Space on the 27th. We have one 7 o'clock show, but if it sells out, we'll do a late show. Then I'm heading to Dallas the beginning of May. I'm going to do some appearances at the Blaze, and then I'll be at Hyenas in Dallas May 5th and 6th. Lila Hart will be opening for me. Alex Stein will be popping into those shows. Then I got The Sandman at Richmond, Virginia, August 9th. And then I'll be at the Secret Group in Houston during Anime Matsuri. I'll be headlining that Friday, August 11th.
That sounds
And I'll be at the convention. Yeah, we'll have a Simpcast presence at the convention. And I think F and T will be there too. So I'll just be running around.
And there'll be at least one memer there.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many of us now that like I
How many are there?
like 32.
Ooh, you guys should
But
do a
some-
meetup of everyone.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to, but some of us aren't active, all the time. So, and also, unfortunately,
And some of us
Some
are
of us are
UK
on lists.
I am, but we don't talk about that list.
Yeah, some of us can't leave our houses.
And also some of us are piss poor.
Oh,
I just can't go within.
Some of us
certain
are
amount of a
unfortunately
school and a
UK based, so I have to swim there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
Traveling is
mean,
expensive.
Chrissy, I mean, it's funny that you say, try and get a meetup going. And you know what would really help with that? Buying some of our merch.
Ooh, wow, you
from
guys are on the
Flagrant
Flagrant Triggers. When did that happen?
Right under
Awesome.
Chrissy.
Sorry, I'm
a couple
mesmerized
weeks
by the
ago,
redhead.
actually.
Good job.
And
Wow.
I actually was
good
like,
sweatshirt.
we have to get
Good hat.
sweatpants.
Why?
So I don't know, because like
Those
think
are
about it, like
big
when you're
and we
meeting,
all
you
wear
want to be comfy and
sweatpants.
shit, right?
Yeah, I really like sweatpants.
Isn't that
I
like
just want that trucker
sundresses for
hat.
girls? What's
Be
for
honest, guys,
Eh.
none of you are wearing pants right now, are you?
I'm wearing shorts.
I have
So
sweats
yes,
on
you
now.
would be correct.
Listen,
shorts?
I plead the
I
fifth.
have less on than Gavin McGinnis.
Oh no.
Aw.
Oh, so
You wear my
nothing.
big manana shorts.
Oh yeah, did everybody use the restroom before the show?
I'm doing it right now.
I waited too long to piss.
Chrissy,
It's
I don't
already
know.
happening.
You've probably been asked this 100 times already. What happened? What was your reaction? What happened? Like
My reaction,
reaction
was like,
was-
holy shit. My reaction was like, what is happening? Please let Gary's channel be okay. And then it took
Was
me a
it
moment to be
real?
like, oh, was this a real penis? Was this a fake penis? Either way, it looks like a real penis. And I was like, okay, all right, Gavin's good at Gavin. He likes to, do things with a bang. He likes to do, try to have viral moments that people talk about. He loves getting attention. I just was like, there were other ways to go. He's also so used to being canceled for so long. I don't think he has a concept of like what's not allowed on YouTube anymore, because he's been out of the mainstream for so long, and he's rich enough. He has his own media. He has Censored TV. That's his own company with his own audience. So, but like not all of us have FU money, and
I don't even have fuck me money.
I get
great.
thrown FU money here and now and then, but
I have neither fuck nor money, so
oh wow, hold
Uh-huh.
up. Big shout out to Zombie Box Reviews for the $50 Stream Elements donation.
Hey, Zombie.
Ooh, look at
You're
that.
awesome, Andy.
Look at
Thank
that.
you so much, man. We really appreciate it. This is gonna help push things forward. That actually pays for StreamYard for the month. So thank you.
Ooh.
Thank you, Zombie. I will be coming to your house here soon for your pleasure toy.
Every
Or the thank
dollar
you.
that you guys donate will help to feed a starving memer in Africa.
If
Please,
memes were food,
can I
we'd
have
be
some
fat
more?
as hell.
Don't make us play the Arms
Chrissy,
of the
there
Angel
was-
song. We will.
Just
There
75
was
cents
somebody
a
in
day.
there was somebody in chat that wanted to ask you a
Wow,
question.
this is a throwback. You guys, Mr. Bigwig also did his research. What venue do you prefer to play out? Parkside Lounge. Is like, oh, this is great. Parkside Lounge was my very first produced show. I was like a year or two into stand up. I had a free show at the Parkside Lounge, but I think I just tweeted, because you know how Facebook likes to remind you, like on this day, X amount of years ago. It was a show. It was like 10 years ago at my Parkside Lounge show. And I actually had Pete Davidson on the lineup. And I tweeted like 10 years ago today, you could have seen Pete Davidson for free on my show. And then it's always nice to see like who else is on the lineup and where everybody else is now. Like most people drop out entirely. But Parkside was such a shitty venue. There was terrible foot traffic. It was a tough time, but I also was brand new and didn't know what the hell I was doing. Zinc Bar was like a jazz room. I liked the vibe of it. It felt like an old smoky jazz bar. And I just did like a couple of shows there. I loved the Stonewall Inn. I did a monthly there for 6 years, and excellent foot traffic, right on Christopher Street in the Village. It was always full. It was always like tourists from out of town. I just had an awesome time there.
I did a show at Auschwitz once.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
How did that go?
was it a
It was
gas?
a gas.
Ah! Ruined it.
Yeah.
I've played some venues like that before that were just really, really crappy.
What, gassy?
we
No, crappy.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, okay.
we
some of what
we have a late
had guest
co-host.
because it was a weird night.
We have a
we
late
have a late
co-host.
co-host. Horny Alf decided to join us. Thank you very much. He's been doing a lot of work in the background.
Alf has his
He
shirt
actually
off.
helped set this show up, so thank you, mate. Chrissy, what do you think of his avatar?
I think it's great.
We have furries. We have shirtless dudes. We have jokes. What's not to love?
We have everything.
Well,
Gays.
hello, everyone.
No,
and
no, we
hello,
don't love those.
hello, Chrissy. Good to meet you.
Hello, Alf.
This is the first and last time Chrissy's going to want to be on this show.
You don't know that.
Yeah, those nerd cockies, you've got to get weird.
You gotta get weird.
Listen, women never come back to me either. Usually because they screamed.
Just the men.
No, we don't admit that. Jeez.
Well,
Well,
it's
it's funny
because
'cause
it's
it's
always
true.
dark in their rooms and stuff, and they don't realize I'm there.
So, Jeremy, I have a solution for that. Next time, just walk towards the mirror.
You know, that's a good idea.
Say Candy 3 times and he'll appear and you'll be good.
And you gotta work on your approach. You know, you gotta be really silent. You know.
Well, I usually do that, but then they start screaming once I get on top of them.
So,
No, I'm
Chrissy,
not gonna
I
carry
mean,
on this joke.
You've been in comedy for quite a while. Do you have like a favorite moment or a favorite joke that you've done that went over far better than you expected?
Ooh. I think every show I have a joke that you have some jokes that like do way better than you expected, and then you have some jokes that don't do as well as you expected them to. Sometimes it's just like in your delivery or where you are in the US. Gosh, it's you definitely remember your bombs. Do I remember like honestly, it's like I'm kind of forgetful, so it's like I literally just remember like I remember whatever the last show that I did, basically with like the highs and lows. Wow, Stream Elements.
Big shout out to
Thank you,
Zombie Box
ZDR.
Reviews, man. Thank you so much,
what?
dude.
Dude, Jesus Christ. Well
Fucking
done.
hell,
Thank
man.
you.
That
Actually, you
that
know what?
buys you 2 nights of
My
fun.
trans jokes are doing better than I thought, and I'm inspired to write more. I go, you guys like trans jokes? And just about every room is like, yeah. I'm like, oh wow, cool, okay. There definitely feels like a thirst for more of that material, which is
Oh, I'm very
comforting.
thirsty for trans.
Yeah. Is that you, Az?
You haven't seen my Twitter.
I was
Oh.
talking in mouth acid.
Dermy is kind of like our ass.
Yeah.
Weren't we talking about coming out of the closet before the show?
Love you, Heron.
Oh.
So,
You know,
Chrissy, do you ever remember your like first performance in front of a crowd, and how would you recommend people performing as well in front of crowds if they're nervous or that kind of thing? How would you advise them to handle a kind of a big crowd?
Ooh. Okay. I remember my first show. My first big shows were all bringers, which is one of the routes you can go. But now, yeah, it's really like it's bringers or doing your friends produced shows, or you start your own room. So I was doing bringers, which was like, whatever club you do most of your open mics at will usually host a bringer every month or every couple of months, and you bring your 6 to 8 people, and some people give you a minute of stage time for every person you bring. Others are not as strict. And God, I just remember it was at the Old Comics in New York City, which is on 14th Street near the Meatpacking District, but it's been out for years now. I remember my mom sat like kind of right in the front. She was like so supportive. I was so nervous. I had my jokes written on my hand. Like I would have just words written all over my hand. And it was the hand that I was holding the microphone with. So I was like praying that people wouldn't see me, like wouldn't see everything written on my hands. It just was like nerve wracking. I was just like, all I was thinking about was getting through all my jokes. And your first couple of shows, you have no sense of time. Like you'll blow through all your stuff and you'll be really early, or sometimes you go way too long and you blow the light. That's really bad. People don't like that, especially when you're first starting out and it's like a show with a lot of people on it. And even now I'll get nervous before a big show, but I just tell myself that I'm excited, not nervous. Like you can't pretend the feelings aren't there. So just try to take the feelings and
Chrissy,
make
you've
them
worked in a
positive.
corporation before, haven't you?
What? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
Literally.
worked with a corporation before.
whole
Excited,
life.
not nervous. I'm scared out of my fucking
I'm
mind.
not nervous. I'm excited.
Wait, you work for a corporation? Oh, you're a
Yeah.
corpo. Got it.
Up
Yeah,
until
all corporations
the end of
have that.
21.
There's the cliche old advice, picture everyone naked. I don't really think that
Oh,
helps,
yeah.
like at all. To
No.
be honest.
Oh, I do that all the time. I'm doing it right now.
That's the worst advice. That's the worst advice I was ever given
I know,
because it's
Jeremy.
really awkward, especially when you're talking to children.
You're not supposed to picture
Oh
yourself.
no!
I normally
No.
just get, I start feeling emasculated, inadequate.
Thank you, Anonymous, for now for the 2 chats saying some "fu" money. Anonymous, appreciate you. For $4.20 each one, so $4.20.
Blaze it.
I love it. I love it, man.
I'm on an edible. I feel good.
Really?
But I'm not. I mean, I'm Jewish, but so I figured we could be a little
There's your
funny every
problem.
now and then. And well,
I'm only Jewish from the waist down, so
you go.
I'm
It
so
just
sorry.
has to be
Asian from the waist
kosher.
down.
But I wonder how what we do kind of correlates to what you do, because you're when you do stand up, you do like a lot of improv, and I kind of see that within the meme community as well. We just pick something out of the crowd and we make fun of it. And I was wondering what kind of advice you would give to people to do more of that kind of improv.
You're kind of cutting out
Like,
there.
do you think it's good for everyday life? And
I
because
think so.
I mean,
I shoot at improv all the time. It's the improv community and culture that is like kind of cringy, but the classes themselves are really helpful because you have like your theater kids, your people that are like dying to get on SNL, but then you have like, this random guy who's an accountant who's just trying to like help his public speaking skills. And then you have this guy, Bob, who's divorced and trying to meet people. Like there's a whole mix. There's all different types in an improv class. It can be a great way to meet friends. It's good to get you kind of like out of your shell, especially if you like move to a new city or if you just are awkward in talking to people or people of the opposite sex, and it gets you practicing basically like being awkward and silly so that in real life with regular conversations it's not as bad by comparison. I think it's good. I think it's helpful for just about everybody to do some kind of an improv class.
I did have a question for you, Chrissy. What was your worst heckler?
Oh, it was Matt
And how did
Baker
you
from
deal with
InfoWars. Literally at my last shows in San Diego, it was the Saturday early show. He had never been to a stand-up show before. I was so shocked because he was hammered. He was sitting right in the front row. We got him like a VIP ticket. We're like, yay, it's Matt Baker from InfoWars. We've been following each other on Twitter for a while. I was like excited to meet him. And he got drunk and he just was one of these people who thinks that they're helping with the show. like there's a difference between like asking the crowd a question like that doesn't mean you have carte blanche to talk and yell out your thoughts for the rest of the show. It's like, no, I'm literally just looking for a jumping off point to go into material. Like, don't just keep oh my god, he kept talking and he was so loud and I kept trying to shush him. I kept trying to like make it funny, but then at one point I just started yelling at him and I completely snapped. I was like, I don't go to where you work and fuck up your job. I was like, shut the fuck up. And I hate when that happens because I always like to deal with a heckler in a funny way, but I was beyond doing it in a funny way at that point. I think we might have it clipped somewhere. I'll have to post it or repost it. And it was
if you do, I
so
want to put Ryan's head.
I was like, I thought this guy was kind of in the industry or like entertainment adjacent. And I was like, how does he not know how to behave? Like, how does he not know he's being an asshole right now? I was so confused. I was like, I brought this man here.
Was he like the Nigerian reporter that kept yelling down the press secretary the other day?
I didn't see that.
Oh, Memology did a video on it. It was hilarious. It was like sounded like the red stripe guy. He's like, I've been trying to ask this question for 7 months, and and just kept going off, and she just kept ignoring him.
Oh, yeah, she chastised him in front of like the whole crew of like some movie or TV show.
That.
There's the quorum in here.
I think that's racism.
Zombie Box Reviews it wants to ask you, do you write your own jokes before going on stage, or is it all off of the cuff?
Well, yeah, you have like a word bank of like my material that some of it you forget. Some jokes fall off over the years, but like you basically have like a 13-year word box of material. And then as things become in the news, like I have an old couple of jokes from when Trump was president. Okay, now I can bring that back because he's running again. And some of the things like fall off. Some you forget about. Like I'm not as organized as I should be, so I probably have a lot of good jokes I just have completely forgotten about. But then you know what's on your last album, so you're like, okay, look, if it's relevant, you'll do it in the set. Some of it's I try to plan like, I don't know, at least like 50 to 60% of it out, and then just like see what fun moments happen in the crowd. And like there are plenty of shows where I was like, oh wow, I wasn't planning on doing these jokes, but there was a guy in the front row who was an accountant, and then we just started talking about his job and stuff. So no, I would definitely never just write them all before a show. That would be crazy. That would be asking for chaos. So you always have, and of course you have to like review and listen to your stuff. Like in the days leading up to a show, I'll have to like just listen to a lot of sets, and you're thinking about your stand-up more, and you're thinking about like, I'll even look at my tweets and be like, okay, which of these can I kind of turn into jokes? What's in the news, I guess. Like ever since I started doing more podcasting, I am putting more like current event stuff and political themes into my stand-up, which is great.
See, True Pop, this is how you make jokes.
How has your comedy changed over the years? Like from when you did like your one-woman show, I think it was Hope or something, to stuff that you're doing now. How much of your own can you watch your own comedy and go, oh, I didn't like that, or I like that? What has changed within the way in which that you create and perform?
A lot. Like when I first started stand-up, I was like a basic bitch living in Brooklyn. I was a feminist. I hated my dad. I was a
actually went back
Democrat.
and saw some of these old videos of you, Chrissy. I do have to say, you did kind of look like a feminist.
Yeah, well, we all grow and change. And yeah, I was a Democrat. I was like a liberal, all the things, feminist, and
Well, explains why you got invited to the Women in Comedy Festival. Then
started getting kind of like red pilled around like 2020, and then the pandemic was a huge red pill time for me too. And then kind of over those years, like Trump really helped too a lot, just by hearing like fake news. And one day I just woke up, I was like, oh my god, yeah, like they're all lying to us. This is crazy. Yeah, I like this guy. So combination of speaking the truth, kind of being canceled for it, but then leaning in and being like, oh, okay, I must be over the target, and this is how I really feel, and like not being afraid to lean into your actual opinions. Not being afraid
I think
to,
not
everyone's going to like you. It's a big lesson.
I think
what
more people are accepting to the truth once you're able to give it to them in a comedic fashion. And that's kind of why I think comedians are so important. Like they'll give you the hard truths. You'll laugh at it, and like 20 minutes later, you'll be like, "Oh, damn, bro, she was right."
Yeah, it's the ha-ha versus the aha moment in comedy, where it's it's the truth shielded around, like, or sugar coated to the point that you've got to retell yourself it later on. Yeah, I'm telling her that, darling. That's all right. Calm down.
Okay,
Well, that's how the Daily Show changed the political landscape for a lot of people.
Yeah.
You said you worked for Conan?
Yeah, like a million years ago when he was still in New York.
You're not.
So how did that experience kind of bring you to where you are today?
27.
Like, were there any like moments that like helped further your career? Like, were you writing for him? What were you doing for him?
No, I was an intern. I was literally just getting coffee, ordering dinners, like printing out rundowns, like just talking to the writers, asking them questions. You're like just bright-eyed, bushy-tailed intern. Like I think I was a senior in college, so I was like 20, and I was just like, wow, it's just exciting just to be in Rockefeller Center and going into the city like twice a week and able to get college credit just for getting people coffees, you know? And
So,
just being in the city and like being in that environment helped me be like, oh, okay, this is what it's like being in the working world. Like this is what the entertainment industry kind of feels like.
So later on, you eventually joined FNT, and I think you were on regularly, and then you joined permanently. What made you think, like, you know what, I'll stay with these idiots over
I
here?
mean, that was their decision. Like I was so happy to go on whenever. And then Gary was like, oh, be a permanent member. I was like, fuck yeah, this is great. You guys are awesome. I always have so much fun. But now it's always this feeling of like, okay, I want to make sure I bring it each show because it's never something I want to take for granted because I always feel like you're only as good as your last show. And I'm constantly thinking of like, and there's so many big personalities on that show. I feel it's not that it feels competitive.
Oh, I hadn't noticed that.
But you there's so many big personalities, so it's like I could easily sit back and not say anything, but then it's like, well, then why are you on the show? But it's like it's this feeling of when I have a joke that's relevant, it's like getting it in, not in a way that's awkward and interrupting somebody else, but like the timing has to be really on point. You have to really pick your moments and making sure like speaking up, but not in a way that's super interruptive, and always feel like I'm bringing value to the show. And then there are moments where I'm like, fuck, they're talking about a show I have no clue about. They've all been fans of this show for years. I don't know anything. Oh my God. And I'm like,
and then you have like homework to do, and then you have to watch terrible movies.
And I'm like, what?
Do you like
I
any
thought
of
we
them?
all had to watch The Mandalorian. I watched The Mandalorian. Now nobody wants to talk about it. What the fuck? That's the one thing I watched.
Well, things are like that.
To be honest, you're not missing out anything on Mandalorian.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh, but I am watching it though.
Yeah.
I have one
You might
question.
find Baby Yoda cute, but that's it.
I do find him cute.
Oh, Baby Yoda, don't get me started. Anyways, to my one question, I found you originally on Tim Pool. My question is, how did you get noticed by Tim Pool?
I think
that's when I started seeing you like grow.
She's way taller than him. That's why he had to look up to her.
That was March of 21. That was really exciting. I wasn't expecting it at all. I think I was referred to him by a couple people. I think Carrie Smith was somebody who referred me. God, I think.
Oh, nice.
Who else? Might have been a couple other people. But you never know. Like, you never know if people are just like, I remember when Eliza Blue and I used to be cool. She was telling me like, oh, I'm talking you up to them. But you never know. Now it's like, and it comes out now. She's like world's biggest lying grifter. So it's like, who do you even believe?
I have a second part to this. After you got on Tim Pool, did you see yourself like skyrocket at all?
I don't know if it was a skyrocket. You see like a little bit of a bump in your following. It's just, I think of it as just like, all right, it's another, like you have a train and you're like, you have to constantly be like shoveling coal into it. And that to me seemed like a nice big shovel, but it's like, it's going to peter out. You got to keep working. You got to keep like, that's what hard work. Yeah, it's like you have no control over what comes back, like the opportunities you get, who recognizes you, who sees you. That's why it's so important in any industry. Like, don't have all your validation come from your who recognizes or validates you, or the spots you get or the shows you get. Just work really hard. Like your value should be, and you're like, okay, I've done this many episodes a week, or I've put this many hours a week into my thing. That's what you have control over. You have no control over if you get on Tim Pool, if I get on Joe Rogan, if I get on Russell Brands, like, because if all your validation is in those goalposts and they never happen, well, you're gonna feel like shit all the time. So if you can look back at the week and be like, all right, I went to the gym this many times, or I streamed this many days, or I reached out to 20 people to interview, then okay, cool. Like, I did my part, and then whatever comes back is just gravy.
Basically, do the work, and success will come. Like, pretty much how
you have to like not care about not that you don't care about success, but don't expect anything. Like, don't
rely on it.
Yeah,
And
don't
because of the work
don't
Chrissy
feel like
has
you're
done.
entitled to anything either.
Yeah, and because of the work Chrissy has done, she is now the funniest woman in comedy. The only funny woman in comedy.
Me and Jennifer Lawrence, yeah.
Well, she made comedy. You can't beat her.
She did invent it, yeah.
Horny Alf, you wanted to ask Chrissy something?
Yeah, Chrissy, when you first got into comedy, who was a comic that you looked up to or an inspiration for you?
Ooh. I really, and I still look up to and appreciate Aaron Berg. He's a New York comic.
I saw his special because of you. The one where he went around the comedy clubs.
Oh yeah, the 25 cents.
Oh man, that was so good.
He's so funny. And he just doesn't like give a fuck at all. And he actually produced my first album. He started a label called like Uncancelable Records, and he's like, I was looking at this other group to do my album with, and he's like, oh, let me produce it. I was like, fuck yeah, I'd love to have a friend, produce this rather than people I don't know. So he was a big inspiration, and I've always loved, like, Jim Brewer is definitely one of my absolute favorites. He's just like a wild man. He's so fun to watch on stage. He's just physically hilarious. He's so good at everything. Ricky Gervais is great. Doug Stanhope is great. Who else do I really like? Yeah, those are my top ones.
Chrissy, I do have a bunch of questions from chat. Would you mind if I ask you some? I mean, we're already asking you like a boatload of questions. So, how is Anthony Cumia off camera?
Exactly the same. He's the chillest, coolest guy, easiest to talk to. He's really great on camera too, because he can make any guest look great. He can make anybody look funny, engaging, interesting. But yeah, he's just the nicest, best guy off camera too.
So you know what I've noticed this a lot. A lot of the people like you have on your shows, they're really funny, and they're actually really good people from what I've seen. How is it that the media puts out one thing and you guys are actually far different than that?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
that was
how do you
one of the
deal
reasons
with that?
I wanted to do a podcast, because I was like, I really enjoyed talking to canceled people and seeing like, I've always been like very curious about people who are very misunderstood, and that was part of my reading through the lies of the media, being like, okay, what is out there about Lauren Southern? And then you have an actual conversation with Lauren Southern. Okay, like, people say this article says this, why do people think this? And to hear it like directly from the source is so helpful, because then you can see like, oh, all right, the media has a certain agenda. They're looking to purposely misunderstand you to push a certain, goal or whatever. I think the more you can directly hear from the person, the better. Because when I think it's dumb to just let other people kind of like tell the story of you. Because I know that I hate feeling misunderstood. So, and it helps to kind of, you feel good kind of being part of somebody's uncanceling or their rise kind of back into more of the mainstream.
Somebody asked in chat, what are your upcoming shows? So I'm just gonna bring this up right here.
If only we had a picture.
If only we had a handy schedule. There we
only I could
go.
read.
Check them out. Go to my website, ChrissieMayr.com for tickets. The tickets are really flying for the Vegas show, which is very exciting. Same thing. The Vegas and Houston both fall on FNT/nerd conventions. So if you're going to be at Anime Matsuri, definitely get tickets for the Houston show. And if you're going to be in Vegas for the FNT Geeks and Gamers meetup, get tickets for that Vegas show. Otherwise, yeah, if you've got a comedy club near you and you know their Twitter handle, like tweet at them, tag me. These clubs always like to hear from people because, the more they hear a name, the more they'll be likely to book you. And I don't have like management. So it really just comes down to people requesting you, or that can help get the ball rolling.
So you're not going to be doing any shows back at Fairfield University anytime soon?
Oh, I mean, Bridgeport, Connecticut is very close to Fairfield. It's like right next door.
I'm so upset about Matsuri's timing because it's also the first week my daughter starts school. And I'm like, well, I got to kind of do that before I can do anything else.
What? She's starting school. Big deal. You got to really be there to see that.
Yeah, she starts school every year. Come on.
Yeah.
I've only got a few more of those left before they don't do that anymore.
Oh, it's
Dude,
cute that you care.
come on.
Make another one.
And that's not happening anytime soon.
We can watch we can see cute anime girls. Come on.
Speaking of cute anime girls.
No shit.
Cloud, you savage.
What would the stream be without a Dermy meme?
It would be pointless. Ooh.
Somebody clip that.
How
We got
dare
the
the
Little
black
Mermaid.
woman wear white face?
We got a new Little Mermaid, a better one.
I like it.
Yes.
Your boobs are asking, any plans
Hello,
for
boobs.
another content house?
Nothing else is planned at the moment, but we're kicking around the idea of somewhere in Texas or somewhere in maybe Nashville. I think Texas would be a good one to do. We've done Florida. We've done Pennsylvania. Yeah, nothing's planned yet, though. Maybe September.
We could do Houston.
Houston would be cool.
Ooh, that is cool.
Ooh.
That's a nice one. That's Frank,
That
right?
reface.
I mean, yeah.
No,
that
is
has to
that
be
it?
Yeah,
That's Frank. That's
Oh,
Frank
my
and you.
God. All right.
I see a Halloween costume.
Multi-pass.
Wow. I'll remind him to never dye his hair blonde.
Maybe never lose his hair.
Well, that you have control over.
Too late.
Womp womp. It happens.
Well, I think it's about time we are going to do a little bit of wrap up. For if you like these weekday streams, please let me know. Put it in chat. Put it in the comments. Go to Twitter. Let me know, and I'll try and do more like these. Normally, I don't stream during the week, but if you guys enjoy it, I will. And thank you so much, Chrissy, for being the first person to be on our show in the middle of the week. It was awesome. What made you send out that tweet to be like, hey, if you have a show,
Because I know I get very forgetful, and sometimes I'll be like in chats with people, and then it's easy to lose touch. It's easy to be like, oh yeah, we were trying to get something going, but then I didn't write back or they didn't write back. And I know that happens a bunch. So I just was like, I'm going to put out a tweet, and maybe some people that I flaked on will get back in touch, or maybe some new people. Well, it serves multiple purposes. So it's always good to like do something like that every once in a while. Spread my seed, get on different shows.
I try to do that. It always fails.
Oh, keep trying.
Excuse me.
Well, I told you to stop doing it on the bus. That was the problem.
So, thank you for doing that. Like a lot of people or creators out there wouldn't have done that. So, I appreciate it, and I'm sure the people who wouldn't have reached out to you otherwise definitely appreciate that as well.
Yeah, man. We're all in this together.
We're all in this together. Don't know the
I
rest of
believe
the
the
words.
children are future.
You guys tried
YouTube
to
is just gonna strike us now,
so
just for bad
upset about-
singing.
Chrissy, do you want to let the people know again where they can find you?
Yeah. You guys are so good with letting me tag myself and promote my shit. Shows at ChrissyMayr.com, Compound Media, Mondays, 7 p.m. on CompoundMedia.com. That's the wet spot. I try to do as many shows as I can on my YouTube. I try to do a morning show. I got all these stand-up shows coming up. Simcast on Sundays on my channels at 9 p.m. Eastern. Friday Night Tights on Nerdrotics channel, Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We were very excited to have you on, as you could tell by all the crap I was putting on Twitter for you.
Memes coming. I enjoy them.
Horny Alf, do you have any projects coming up or anything?
Nothing in particular. But when you can't find me on the Legion streams, you can find me on Vets Talking at 10 p.m. Eastern on Saturdays. Also on Fridays on Dermy's channel on his Ballbusters show. You can also find me on Twitter, dropping memes, and doing political commentary, social commentary. And Chrissy, it was nice to meet you.
Thanks, you too.
CJP.
Yeah, like I said, you can follow me on YouTube at Forgot One Music. I've got an original track I've got to drop that I haven't done one of those in quite a while since I've been doing all the Bond stuff. You can also find me on Etep Wakuian's channels on Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays for Going in Raw, Holy Shit News, and the Saturday Night's Main Event. And, of course, our regular show on Saturdays at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern for the meme stream. Chrissy, phenomenal to meet you. You always make me laugh, so thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, you're welcome.
Cloud.
Hi, I'm Cloud. You can find me on Twitter. Same thing as on here, 1990. And I mean, all I'm doing is just memeing, complaining about stuff, and also busting Dermy's balls.
Yeah,
my man.
I respect it.
It was nice getting to talk to you again, Chrissy.
Oh yeah, this was fun, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you're welcome on any time. Just let Frank know, because I know he's the dude in charge here.
My handler.
True pop culture.
But he handles you.
You mean poo culture? We should change Grant Gregory to Mr. Gay Gregory, for God's sake. Yeah.
Well, he has a power.
Oh, our kitty's got claws.
On a joke rating of 1 to 10, Christy, what do you give that one?
I'll say a 5.
Oh, you're a guest. You don't have to be that generous.
Oh, no,
Guys, I haven't said any jokes.
I'm
any
adjusting
jokes
for
in the stream.
inflation.
Oh, my dad joke.
No.
He's
Sorry,
our joke
True
guy.
Pop, go ahead, mate.
I haven't said any of my dad jokes or any of my dark jokes. So, geez.
Okay, true.
Okay, you know, I'll say
culture.
one. I'll say one of the dark jokes. Okay, so how does a Middle Eastern fix his dishwasher?
He kicks it, which is what I did to fix my dishwasher.
He
God
yells at his
damn it.
wife until she does it again.
Yes, you guys guessed it. God damn it.
I was gonna say he yells. "Ah, la, 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 la."
Actually, kililililili, but yeah.
Why is he talking about Hawaiian?
I thought Chrissy would appreciate that one because, you know, of the terrorism jokes he always does. But, yeah.
I love a terrorism joke.
Exactly.
Especially when they bomb.
Oh.
Just about to say that.
So anyway, yeah, I'm True Pop Culture 7, an editor with far too much time on his hands. I'm the guy who was sad enough to get Chrissy into American flag face on the January 6th. I wanted
American
to ask, by the way, you were there in January 6th?
I was there. It was my idea.
Oh, okay. How was that?
It was fun. It was so much
Didn't you
fun.
see? She had the horns and the flag and everything.
I
It
know.
gets
I
such a bad
recorded the footage. I know.
Yeah, she was the shaman.
A couple hundred
yeah,
people ended up wandering inside, but like hundreds of thousands, if not a million, were just outside meandering around. It was super cold, but it was like this great sense of community. Like I don't know if anybody's been to like the Canadian trucker protests or anything. It just was.
No, we're people.
It was a nice energy. It just was like you're out with your fellow patriots. You just felt like at a time where you feel like your country's kind of going to shit. It's nice to be around people that care, that are passionate, that just have hope still.
You got to go to the Capitol. Don't squeeze the shaman.
So, yeah, you can check out my Twitter at TrueCulture7. Feel free to DM me if you need any editing services. I do also animated highlights from your favorite streams, like Friday Night Tights, your EFAPs, or your Critical Drinker streams. So yeah, you can check out my YouTube channel. And do I have anything to promote? Not so yet. So I'm quite lazy with the videos, unfortunately. But yeah, it was great to meet you, Chrissy. By the way,
Me too.
Release McCracken, do you have any projects or anything you want to promote?
Yeah, so I'm gonna try to get back into the streaming again. I tried to do some this past week or this past weekend. I think I did okay, but I don't know if Twitch is gonna be my go-to anymore. It sounds like it's kind of going down. So I'm going to try to get my Rumble channel going. That's it's under the same Release the McCracken. Yeah, and thank you so much, Chrissy, for being on with us. I see you and the like comedians like Chappelle. I think you are starting to be the renaissance of the new generation of the true comedy,
Damn,
where
thank you.
it
That
went.
means a lot.
Yeah, I mean, it's just with all the woke stuff going on, I see it's starting to break down some now, and I see you and a lot of like Joe Rogan opening up his shop. You're breaking through and bringing back good comedy that everyone enjoys, not just a small sect. So thank you.
Oh, thank you guys.
Chrissy, if you ever need to feel good, just come on the show.
Yeah.
Just saying.
It's working.
Oh, what?
No.
I mean, we can throw some.
Well, we all have
too.
our days where we're depressed, where we wake up and we're like, why? So good.
Dermy.
Yeah.
How you doing, man? What's going on?
Pimp your shit, Limbo.
Oh, that's what you want me to do. Okay, you just said my name, so I was wondering what you wanted. No, hi, I'm Dermy Wormy of the Legion of Memers of Ballbusters, and help out on Vets Talking. Yes, come check me out. Let's see. This week I've been putting out 2 videos because every night except for tonight, I've been playing Conan Exiles. That game's freaking addictive, and I do play as Dermaranth. I am a very tall.
Oh, bro! Please
big
tell me you don't
breasted-
have like an anime avatar that you do that's a chick and you put the voice on.
No, I don't do that.
All right.
Yes.
I'm a
Yes.
tall.
Yes.
Yes, you gave me some ideas. I'm a tall, big-breasted redhead that loves to
Ooh.
eat man meat. And fun fact: in the game, you can be a cannibal.
You don't even have your
Yeah, you had me at man meat.
Yes, at man meat.
Give me the
Anyways,
meat. I'll give it to you at all.
I'll be continuing to play that basically every night except for Friday when we got Ball Busters. Still figuring out topics. You'll have Horny Alf on there. Devil Made Me Do It, who made a meme. I'm gonna have him on and some other guys, and it's debauchery at its finest. I'll take my shirt off probably again, get really drunk. We'll see what happens. Then catch me back here on Saturday for Legion of Memers. Then more streaming in videos, 2 to 3 videos. And as of right now, I am at 220 subs away from monetization.
Ooh, you're right there. Let's get it up.
Yeah, I'm right there.
Eh.
Close.
I don't want him to get it up.
She
please.
said to get it up.
No tubing. No tubing.
Jeremy gets it up enough.
Yeah. I haven't done that on stream yet. Maybe I should.
No, we're good, man. We're good. Thank you. Mr. Grant Gregory, do you have anything you're doing in the future?
Yeah, it's just doing a lot of interviews in it with different people. I've got Undoom coming up soon. Would absolutely love to be able to do a one-on-one interview with you, Chrissy. It was a lot of fun researching you this morning. So, but yeah,
Christ,
thank you very much for.
Send me a
for
self-addressed
coming
envelope, and I'll send you a hair clipping at no.
That's the way to do it.
I need a young
You'll-
priest and an old priest.
No bathwater.
We'll
But
just
apart
be
from
smelling
yeah,
that hair.
That's what's going on. I too am only a few subs away from monetization. I mean, I have 85,000 subs, but for whatever reason, YouTube still won't monetize me.
Okay.
So
let's get it up,
Hey,
guys.
it's probably because you live in an imaginary country. You know, you're not actually people.
Wow.
I was gonna say it's probably because you.
wow,
cut
is that an
yourself up.
anti-Semite thing? Wow, you can't.
No, that's a fact that you guys lost 2 wars to birds.
No, we lost one war and we still got one going on. So get your facts straight.
Yeah, that's what they said about Vietnam and Korea. So,
I am Superman. If he wasn't scared of green rocks, creator and founder of the Legion of Memers, and I want to thank everybody for watching this stream in the middle of the week. Thank you to Zombie Box
you want me to
Reviews
come.
for
I'm gonna
the
come.
tips.
Everybody's
It
coming.
will help keep the Legion going for a few months. So I really do appreciate that. And the FU money from Anonymous, the 420, I love it. Thank you so much. And yeah, everybody have a good week and remember to laugh.